What's going on, guys? I'm SimpleSimon. I'm your comic book noob.
SimpleSimon.
It always interrupts. Welcome to the NOOB Rebirth. What's going on with your face, Mark?
I hurt myself.
Get into a tussle.
I hurt myself.
I thought it was a tattoo at first.
I thought he
was going to get him. I thought he was doing his Mike Tyson tattoo.
Oh, no. Well, there's a story that I tell people, and there's the stories the story that actually happened. Maybe you guys can decide which one it was in the comments. So I caught someone breaking into my car, and I confronted him, and he came at me with a knife, and we had a bit of a tussle, and he went like that, and it got me in the eye, or close to the eye on the cheek. Yeah,
it's pretty full on.
Or I was working on my car, and I scratched my face on the lid of my toolbox. Or I was so sad, and I cried blood, and it fell onto my cheek, and it stained my cheek.
Because you got acid blood, right?
Because that's right. You guys decide which one is true.
I like to believe the knife.
And put it into the comments.
I like to believe the knife.
And the winner gets a hug.
Okay, a virtual hug.
Virtual hug.
All right, with that out of the way, today we're talking Star Wars guy stuff. Did you notice that we're actually both wearing Star Wars t-shirts?
No.
I just picked up on that. How good is this?
Oh yeah.
Bought this on the
weekend. Is that steampunk? No, that's not steampunk. Hang on. That's samurai.
Samurai stormtrooper.
With a gun.
Pretty badass.
Samurai with a gun.
That's right. Anyway, we're gonna talk some Star Wars guy stuff. Let's do this.
So what are we talking about?
Well, firstly, the new season of The Mandalorian came out, but I'm gonna guess you're gonna wait for it all to come out to watch it.
No, I saw the first episode.
Oh, okay, very good.
Yeah,
very good. What'd you
I haven't
think?
seen the second one yet.
Can I just say, well, no spoilers, but the second episode is one of the best Mando episodes.
I heard.
It is.
I heard that he goes to Mandalore.
You finally watched Andor, I think.
Yeah.
So tell us what you thought of Andor, because I have a lot of opinions on it.
I do.
And I have a lot of questions for a real Star Wars guy.
First of all, as I was watching it, for those of you who have watched Game of Thrones, watching Andor, I got Game of Thrones vibes, like from the politics part of it. Political maneuvering and posturing and that sort of thing. I absolutely loved it. From that scene, I just got that vibe off it, and it was really well done. I thought it was in theme of Rogue One. It was absolutely. They got the same cast, the same theme, the same feeling, the same pace. Everything was well done.
The same pace. So that's the thing. So I remember. So it's been a while now since I watched Andor, but I was watching it as it was coming out. The first episode was amazing. Like, it had me hooked because I was like, this is going to be sick. But then every week afterwards, I was like, this is very slow. Like, it was a very slow burn, and it was almost like they'd take 2 episodes to build something up, and then the 3rd episode would happen, and take another 2 or 3 episodes to build something up, and then it would happen, and I felt like it was very slow.
It's called character building.
Well, yes. So I do agree. So I was watching some other YouTubers talking about it, and they weren't enjoying it because it was so slow. For me, I was like, by the end of it, I guess I was invested in the characters, which I guess is what the character building does.
It does. So all those episodes with the guy who hires him for the heist, the woman who's in that team, all the episodes that didn't have Andor in it, all those scenes that didn't have Andor, they were showing you the larger picture of the rebels, of the Rebel Alliance being formed. All the Mon Mothma scenes and the Senate scenes, they're character building, so we know where they're coming from. Do you remember Rogue One at all?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, so remember in Rogue One when they talk about Saul Guerrero, and they say, well, he's not part of us anymore, he's a terrorist.
Okay, yep.
Yep, so again, so you see where it began. So it begins as a terrorist sort of bombing the Empire and all that. And then they, obviously, somewhere along the line, they realise that's not the way to go. Because they don't gain any sympathy, from anyone by doing that. It's a really good character building season. By being invested in the characters, that's what they wanted you to be. To give enough time on the characters on the screen. That it's not just story based. It's very character based, so you can fall in love with those characters, see what happens to those characters. What is he going to do? Like that scene when everyone's looking for him, everyone's looking for Andor to fix up the loose ends, but no one can find him because he's in prison.
The prison arc, I guess, was probably my favorite. I think it was just kind of like, I was wondering, how's he going to get out of this? For starters, it was so random that they threw him in there because it was like the end of one episode before it all happened. It's just, you're arrested, you're going here. I was like,
I think they used it to build his character a bit and his appreciation, and also the double thing on that was to show you how cruel was the Empire. The whole situation around that prison, how he got arrested, his sentence, what was happening in the prison. I think that was a way to show how bad that the Empire has become.
When they got out and they all jumping into the water, and the guy's like, I can't.
I'd love to know what happened to that dude. I'd love to know. I would absolutely love to know.
He did.
Well, look.
He was a big actor, so.
Well, the story is, when they first announced Andor, they said, and correct me if I'm wrong, people, but this is what I remember reading, but there's supposed to be 5 seasons. And each season was supposed to be a year, right? And there are 5 years leading up to Rogue One. But then they decided, and they were all going to be short seasons, like 5 episodes or 6 episodes. So then they decided to make it longer seasons, but cut it down to 3 seasons. And then there would be time jumps in between. I think that's a good move. I loved it. I thought it was,
So I enjoyed it, but I just feel like I do agree with, in some sense, as far as the slow parts, there was a lot to sit through where not a lot happened. So I feel like someone who maybe isn't as into Star Wars is going to find that stuff and just be waiting for stuff to happen. But yeah, like I said, I was kind of invested in the characters. What were some of your favorites? Like, I love the little the droid. The
droid was awesome.
Yeah, that was so how he had the stutter as well.
Yeah, and he was a definitely great character. There's not a lot of the time where we hear R2. I don't know if it was an R2 unit, obviously.
It was so it's called B2 Emo.
Yeah, so it's a B unit, right?
B2 Emo.
So it talks. Usually R2 units don't talk.
Yeah, they just beep.
Yeah, so they just beep and they have their own language, right? So mostly the humanoid droids talk. So it was a really good character, I thought. Had its personality. Again, when I say like in the theme of Rogue One, is because it had no Jedi. The Jedi's back then were myths. They were, what the hell is a Jedi? Like,
so,
I thought they were just a myth. Yeah, I loved it.
And look, I guess because I'm a bit more of a Star Wars noob, from what I've gathered from people who really enjoy Star Wars is they've been waiting for a Star Wars story that doesn't have Jedis, that doesn't have Vader and Luke. They want something that's different, I guess. One of the things I was going to ask is, so for me, I don't agree with this, but what I've gathered is real hardcore Star Wars fans think Andor is the best thing they've ever come out with. So the whole thing is, all those Star Wars people are saying that Andor is way better than Mando. So that's the question. Is Andor better than Mando? Because for me, no way. Because for me, I feel like Mandalorian, the way it's done, the way it's told, the story, but I feel like it can drag in non-Star Wars people.
Yes, okay.
Like you're not dragging in non-Star Wars people with Andor.
Hang on, so are we comparing first season to first season?
Let's just say as a whole now.
Nah, you can't. You can't because the Mando story has gone to 3 seasons, and it's got a larger
Let's
arc.
compare the first season.
First season, Mandalorian kicks ass. Mandalorian just, I think it's much better.
Where does Andor rank? As far as
I reckon would have to be second, definitely.
So better than Boba Fett?
Yeah. Maybe because you went into Andor with no expectation. And so with Boba Fett, the Book of Boba, you went in with expectation. And then when people didn't get that expectation, then it's a failure in their eyes. Not that it was a failure, but in some people's eyes it was a failure because they didn't hit their expectations. So
I enjoyed Boba Fett.
Yeah, I did too.
I really enjoyed it. And I do agree, like the best episodes of Boba Fett were the Mandalorian ones. But even the beginning, I loved the storyline with him and the Tusken Raiders helping them out. I thought I really enjoyed it.
I loved it. I loved it for that. Like I loved it for his realization or his epiphany for change. Like he had to change his ways, otherwise it's going to get you into another Sarlacc pit.
Because just from what I've gathered, I feel like a lot of the hardcore Star Wars guys are like, Andor, that's it, that's the best thing they've ever done. So I just found it interesting. What did you think? So I actually didn't realize this when I watched the show, I had to go back and watch this. But did you see the end credit of the?
Yeah, so I didn't.
Yeah, so I didn't know. My mate.
And yeah, I got told about it. Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, so I went back and watched it. And I was like, holy.
Yeah, blew my mind. Yeah, absolutely. Holy shit.
Yeah,
blew my mind. Very clever. That's very, very smart. If only they knew what they were doing. Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was like I can imagine them around the table going, this is what we're going to do. But what are they going to be building if they're in this factory? Oh, I don't know.
You didn't even really think about it.
You know what? Maybe we'll do it like this. I can imagine what their white table would have been, their meeting on the whiteboard. All these ideas. Maybe how about the laser? I thought it was awesome. But like, have you been watching the Bad Batch? How about the Bad Batch?
No, because I struggle to get into the animated stuff. I tried to watch some Clone Wars, and I watched, a fair few episodes. I just struggle with it. People tell me to watch Rebels instead. They think Rebels.
No, well, why don't you get?
Because the Bad Batch characters come from Clone Wars.
What a good idea is with the if you don't want to go through the Clone Wars, just type into Google, storyline episodes I should watch.
Well, I did do that. So that's what I did. I actually, Googled that and I watched important episodes.
Yes.
But again, there were so many episodes to watch. I was like, man, it's hard
very good.
And then Disney Plus has its own playlist of Star Wars content that's related to Mandalorian. So I kind of started watching that because I am interested in the stuff that I know about. So I didn't realize.
Yeah, Rebels. There's episodes in Rebels.
I watched a YouTube video which talked about the Darksaber. So for me, I was introduced to the Darksaber through Mandalorian. But when I found out all that stuff and the whole lore of that Darksaber is from the animated series, I was like, I wouldn't mind seeing that.
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah.
But again, it's like 4 seasons deep. And it's like, so I guess the next Star Wars thing coming out, there's going to be the Acolytes, but I don't know anything about.
Don't know anything about it.
Like if it comes from the comic books or
zero nada.
Interesting.
So I'm excited about it because I don't know nothing about it.
Yeah.
So see what they can do with originality, I suppose. It's good.
One of the cosplayers I interviewed on the weekend was Starkiller.
Starkiller. Nice.
See, I don't know who Starkiller is though.
No, I don't know either.
Okay. Apparently he's from the games. The Force on...
Yeah, Starkiller, what are you doing? Force, yeah, that's right, yeah.
He said he didn't know.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know who Starkiller is though.
No, I don't know either. But yeah, Starkiller. He's from Force Unleashed. Force Unleashed games. The game Jedi Unleashed, I think, or the Force Unleashed.
I haven't actually played it.
His name is Starkiller.
Alright, that is all for today. Make sure you guys leave a comment. Let us know which story you think is
That's
true.
That's right, don't forget.
Did Mark get attacked by a knife welding...
I'm not attacked, he's not attacked.
You didn't attack?
No, he was breaking into my car.
Yeah, well, if you got sliced, I'm assuming he attacked.
Mate,
did he get attacked by a toolbox, or did he get attacked by his acid blood tears?
Acid blood tears.
And also, let us know in the comment, if you've seen Andor, is it better than Mandalorian? Because I know plenty of people think so,
This is the way.
Yeah, I'm more of a Mando guy, but Andor was still good in my opinion. And obviously let us know if you're excited. If you know anything about the Acolytes, let us know in the comments. Anything else to plug, Mark?
Free Comic Book Day.
Oh yeah, when's that coming up?
May the 6th.
Oh, not May the 4th this year?
No, not
That was
this
perfect
year.
that time.
It will be, eventually, but... Free Comic Book Day, I'm going to have my usual event going on here at the store, so just to save the date. Saturday, May 6th, at your local comic book store. If you're in Australia or Melbourne, come here.
Yeah, come here. Big City Comics, that's...
Because we're in Australia.
Australia. Until next time, guys, say bye, Mark.
Bye, Mark.
And keep it simple.
Bye, Mark.